Okay, uh, so just be another update video. I added a bunch of little things. I'm not consistent with these videos, so I forget kind of where I was last time, but I'll go over some different stuff that I think was added. Obviously, the UI obviously looks a little different now. Just play it for now. Let's see. I changed some UI. I don't know if I had these skill things down here. These were gonna be skills, but I realized like this is a skill. It does do the skill thing, but this is description's not accurate. But I got this hover thing to work, which is pretty cool. Um, it's its own script though. Like I'll go into that in a little bit, but I don't know. The skill system was not coming together in the way that I wanted it to, and then somebody was like, "Oh, you can use scriptable objects and different scripts and ability holders and blah blah blah," and that's not how I had it set up, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to quite get into doing all that. Um, so I left that for now and decided to just work on the actual fishing, which is a little different now. I forget if I had this zoom, but you can zoom now. Um, but the fishing is mostly functional, you could call it. Um, so the fish chases, he turns red when he chases, when he grabs. There's this mini game to set the hook, which I failed. If you fail, it just goes back to reel, and you can reel again. This mini game, so the skill right now, if you hold it, it just reels faster and reduces the fish stamina. It also increases line tension. There's a lot going on here, so I'll do a couple of catches, but basically if I'm red arrow, i.e. not staying on the fish, then my tension increases. If your tension gets to yellow or red, your hook set, which is this bar over here, goes down. If you reach 0 here or 100 here, it ends the fish for right now. It was kind of just a placeholder. The fish has stamina. Here I'll just demonstrate their max tension ends. And it's just my end fish script. More things are going to happen, or that's the plan anyway. But ideally, you're just keeping it in the green to raise your hook set strength, which is this again. I put these little images here, and they go with the gradient of the slider. Just for something, there's just to have something there to define them, because I was trying to explain it to my wife, and I was like, oh well, they're just bars, so now they're bars with circle images on them. But obviously the fish goes with the fish movement. The little semicircle in the back is just irrelevant. Essentially, it's just kind of like there. Doesn't need to be there, I guess. I don't know if I want to keep that or not. But if you hold power reel and then there's the fish, when it drops to 0 stamina, then it recovers all of its stamina. Just something, just to have something. I don't know if any of that's gonna be how I want it to be, but I just wanted to get that kind of up and running. So the fish actually do load in with different amounts of stamina. I think the red have the lowest, so you can see he drains quite quickly. I don't know why that blued out. Oh, it's because I'm draining stamina and he's still in that mode or something. I don't know. I just implemented that. That was the last thing I did last night. Oh, he's still blue. Interesting. Yeah, I literally just did this, so clearly some bugs. The mini game here, initially when the fish goes to grab it, you got to do this 3 times. If you miss twice, then you don't catch the fish. I like that system a little better than just pressing a button at the right time. Now you gotta do it 3 times, so obviously 3 is better than 1. I'm not unhappy with this. I just need to adjust, different things, and also look when I press shift, he reels faster. Um, this is nothing. It was going to be something, but it's nothing. But that's kind of where I'm at now. The next steps are involved. I obviously you need to catch the fish. There needs to be something that, oh, I caught the fish. What fish was it? What did I get? It logged the fish in a fish log. I want to have levels and stuff, so this is functional, and I just need to tweak different things and fix some bugs and whatever. But the fish system here that pops up when the fish gets hooked is more or less in a functional state, and it just needs tweaks here and there. So the next steps for me is I want when you catch the fish to get experience. So to start getting stuff from the fish, I could print strings out to a UI, but to actually get the stuff, I need a leveling system. And if I want to get resources from the fish, and if I'm leveling up, I need skills and stats, and like I want to have different gear, so get a different fishing rod and hat and shirt and shoes and all that. And if I want to do that, I need a crafting system, and I need stats, and all those things are pretty involved, or they feel involved to me, because I haven't really done any of this before. So it's getting it was like kind of like a block, like a obstacle mentally, and I just, because it's such a big project for my first project, structurally, have I done things in a way that is expandable? I can show you the display script really quick, but mono behavior, and then it gets these, and you need event systems, I think. You need something up there, and then you can do this and this, and then this is on the object, I think, on this skill background, skill slot 1, power reel image. Yeah, so it's on the actual image, right? And so this is, I have a skill, but if I want different skills and I want you to be able to drag and drop, I'm starting to run into, because I don't know structurally how these things are going to come together, the way I've done things would require a pretty large refactor of certain systems, or entire systems in some cases, and things are just getting a little messy. Their work, and I could keep adding, and I feel like I could shove a leveling system in here, but I think what I might do is do a couple of side projects here where I just focus on having a leveling system, and just focus on having a crafting system, and see kind of structurally how they come together and how they interact, and what needs to grab data from them, or what they grab data from. And then if that's something that I feel comfortable kind of refactoring my current project with, I might come back and implement those into this. I don't think I did anything interesting code-wise. For example, anyway, my fish on logic, which is essentially the screen that pops up and what happens when you're fighting the fish. All of these bars are controlled in here, but they're not. They're public. Things are public, so I can reference them and change them from other parts of the script. And things are just getting, like, this took way longer to implement because of how I set the project up to begin with, I think. As you scale up, things get more difficult, I understand, but structurally I think I could have done a better job at putting things together in a way that doesn't involve me going to 3 different scripts, and troubleshooting to figure out why the fish stamina is bugging out like it is, and you know, and um, when the tension bar gets to 100%, where is that? Yeah, so you know, in here is just if the slider value for tension is 100 or the hook set is 0, then I just do finish fishing from here. But that's not what's going to happen. So what's going to happen if your slider bar gets to 100, then your line's going to break, and then you're going to lose that lure. So the fish does need to reset. But if your hook set bar goes to 0, the fish is just going to spit out the lure, and you're going to keep reeling. So then, is that something that I want to handle in this fish on logic script? And then am I just referencing player controller and fish controller and these other scripts, or can I do that in a better way? Um, I went about kind of trying to follow YouTube to set up a skill system, which is functional, and it's organized in a way, but the way the guy did it is he had like, this is my player controller, and he's already got 1, 2, 3, and some of this may just be stupid to people who've made games before, and it's like, yeah, of course you're gonna have a bunch of scripts and blah 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 and run into all this stuff, but it sucks for me because I don't really know what's good or bad, and you can watch YouTube video after YouTube video, and each person has a kind of a different idea about what you should do. For example, a lot of people don't like GameObject.find, and I was trying to do that on purpose because I didn't like setting things in Inspector, but maybe Inspector is the way to go. Where's my player controller? Because I do have, oh, that's just a mini game. Update start. So like, I am setting all this, and I do feel limited because I can't just go change game object names. But if I don't set something in the inspector, it's not terrible to just set things in inspector later. Like, it's going to pass an error to you, or things aren't going to work, and you can just go and look. But then your inspector's cluttered. I've got this, and I have to set all these, and some things I don't set right away and need to be set later. So you kind of have to do GameObject.find or something like that. So anyway, it just felt like it was getting a little messy, and this just doing these bars thing took so long. Even though I understand more or less how to do the bars, getting them to interact with other things in your game, or in my game, it felt like I was kind of stepping on my toes, just to move forward with that, and it felt really slow. And some of these other systems that I want to implement are much more dynamic and complex than just doing these bars here. So I was just a little concerned with, am I wasting time trying to overlay additional systems onto this system when it wasn't really set up in the first place to make that process smooth? Or can I set the project up in a way that makes adding those things smoother in the future? So, and it's hard. It's just, I don't know what the answer is, and I don't want to just be like, okay, let's start over. So I think what I'll do is I'll just take a couple, the next time I get a few free days, I'll just take that time and learn, and kind of like, I'll just have a project where I work on inventory, and items, and drag and drop, and maybe a project where I just work on skills that I can level up, and I have skill points and stats, and I can drag and drop skills onto a bar, and then see how they come together functionally, and again, just reassess and determine if that's something that I want to add to my current project, or if I want to refactor my current project to accept those additions, or if I want to kind of start from the ground up again, because nothing I've done here is too crazy. This is about as far as I've ever gotten with a game, so it seems like, very cool to me, and I don't want to just scrap it and start again, but I know that I could do it again, and it's good practice, and I know that this is a relatively large project to try to do for someone who's learning. But that's kind of where I'm at now. I think today I want to take a step away from this main project and see about maybe doing the inventory or the skill system or something like that, or a rudimentary one, just to see if I can get it working in a way that makes sense to me. But that's the update. Nothing too crazy with any of the code. A lot of it's just stuff that I've done in other places, and just kind of redoing it or tweaking and getting things to work. Like this, I don't like this. This is my state, fish on enter state, and then I'm doing all this stuff from here, which I don't know. Like, programming and computers handle stuff so fast, but I don't know the limits. I don't know what becomes a drain or what is inoptimal or what's going to cause problems in the future. They just, it just does all this stuff, even though to me it looks ugly or it looks disorganized. The computer's just like, oh yeah, this makes sense. I'll do this, this, and this, and then it works, and like the game's working without throwing bugs out at me, once or things like that. So it's just inexperience. I'm just not there yet. I really want to understand a couple things in with coding a little better. I'd like to make more use of abstract classes and virtual classes. When I make a new C# script, it's a mono behavior, and I just kind of move forward with that. And I know, kind of how to use the start function and stuff, but I don't understand what an abstract class is. I don't understand what a virtual class is. I don't understand scriptable objects, and all of these things seem like they would be useful for me, but I don't know. But because I don't understand them, I'm not sure maybe where they should be or where I could implement them. So I just want to maybe take some time and get a better handle on those things, and then come back to this and see kind of where I'm at, and if it's something that I can just refactor, or if it would be wiser to start again or something. So anyway, that's the update. Bye.